is here.
Yeah.
Along with normal Mitch. Hey.
Which
It's
is
Mitch
which?
and Mike's voiceover journey, and today it's Mitch and Mike. And we got Mitchell North in the room with us today. Say hello to the fam, Mitchell.
Hello, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here.
And he
with
told us to call him
Mitch
Mitchell if it
and
made it
Mike.
less confusing, but I think I'm just going to stick with Mitch and watch these two squirm when I ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mitch.
I'm squirming right now. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you're just extra squirmy anyway, so. Hey, great to have you on the show, Mitch. Good to have you here. And for those of you who are going to listen in the future, you know how when Mike was out of town a couple of times and we had Mike Regan sub as host, so it was still the Mitch and Mike's VO journey? Well, guess what? Mitch Lashinsky has some vacation coming up. He's going to be out of town. Guess who's going to be my co-host? That'd be you, Mitch North.
me.
That'd be you.
Yeah.
I'm not
The
sure if we
North
talked to you about that, but I mean, I'm just telling you right now, you're going to be my co-host.
It is your job.
All good. Yeah, we got some good guests lined up already, and we're going to have some fun. So.
We
So
are.
let's have some fun tonight.
Let's do it.
Does that sound good?
Is that what you want?
I mean, that's always kind of the goal, isn't it?
Okay, fine.
We could be
Don't
serious.
tempt me with a
We
good
could be
time.
those serious podcast hosts
Yes.
and talk about serious topics in serious voices. And be completely boring, and people will tune us out. Or we could be fun like we normally are. So, Mitch North, what would you prefer?
You know, I think I'm going to have to go the fun route. I think we're
Okay.
going to have some fun.
Well, there you go.
I'm
All right,
down. I'll try.
we'll try. Hey,
All right,
so
Mike.
let's have some fun hearing about you, because that's what we do. We want to hear about you. We want our guests to know who Mitch North is and what he's all about. So. Mitch, why don't you give us a little biographical rundown of your history on the Earth?
All right.
Just on the earth.
Yeah, not necessarily going way back. You know what I mean? But I mean, you've heard this. You've heard the show. All the, hey, I thought about voiceover when I was 3 in the bathtub and whatever.
Mike, you're going so rogue.
Oh, I know. I don't know. I'm punchy. It was a long freaking weekend, and so I'm just like getting it all out. So I'm gonna shut up now. No one wants to hear from me. We're gonna hear from Mitch North.
All righty. Well, thank you, and thank you all both for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here. So, I am Mitch North, or Mitchell North. I'm 21 years old. I'm born and raised in the Knoxville, Tennessee area.
He's a youngin', folks.
Yes, I'm a little one.
That makes me feel old.
Just a little baby.
You know, I have 4 children that are older than you. I'm just gonna say.
Oh, sweet.
I'm typically the baby at the conferences, but so that being said, let's see. So I went to a school that was a newer school from kindergarten all the way up to my freshman year in high school. And since it was a newer school, they didn't have a theater program. And about the time I hit 3rd grade, they introduced a theater program, and the first play they did was Peter Pan. And I was like, oh, that seems interesting. Maybe take a jab at that. Really, my childhood I spent just in watching all the old movies. I didn't grow up with TV. I grew up with DVDs, VHS tapes, and so basically all the media that I consumed growing up was what the Gen Xers, I believe it would be called, grew up watching. So
I'm a Gen Xer.
I'm an old soul in a young body, even though this young body has many features that would resemble an old man.
What are we talking about?
What? Yeah, explain, please.
Hold on a
Internal.
second.
You have like knobby knees and like a bad ticker.
Exactly.
And
when I get out of this chair for the end of this, you're going to hear some creaking and think the floor's falling out.
Wow.
So, I just always was obsessed with art, very young age. And on my dad's side of the family, they're all professional musicians and all very musically inclined. And so that art aspect was always there from very early on. And so that doing theater seemed enticing to me, to step into the arts, and I just loved it. So I basically did just about every single stage play that the school I went to would put on from 3rd grade up until, my freshman year of high school was the final time that I did a stage performance. And so I got out of high school. I was in a relationship my senior year, and I'd always kind of done impressions without It's like a family fun thing, around the family, joking
Sure.
around, having fun. And so in terms of doing impressions, it kind of set in my mind early on in that I've always been a huge music lover. Music's always been like my number one love inside the arts. And so in my mind, no one told me this. I just did it. When I was young, I would sing along with all my favorite songs, but in my mind, I was not singing the song correctly unless I sounded like the person singing it.
Ah.
It didn't have anything to do with pitch or key. It was like, okay, I have to sound like the person who's singing this, and then I'm doing something right. So that was where it kind of set in early on. So I graduated high school. I didn't go to college. I took about a year or two just working. I worked in a car shop, restoring old hot rods, and I did some landscaping. I've done a lot of different things in terms of just day jobs.
All right.
And then I took the creative aspect of, like I do on my social media, of doing the voices that I like to do and the characters, and then putting their picture on the screen. I was like, I figured out how to put them up there. And so I sent the video to my dad. I was like, hey, look what I made. They were out of town. I didn't have anything to do. So I was like, I'm going to make this video and send it to him.
Who was it? I mean, who is the...
The
who are you?
impressions?
Yes.
The impressions were, so there's a show that took place in the 90s I grew up watching called VeggieTales.
Oh, yeah.
I just met the creator of VeggieTales.
Phil Vischer?
Wow.
Super great guy.
Nice.
Awesome. Wow. Yeah, I love Phil Vischer. So, the video was simply just me going, hi, kids, I'm Bob the Tomato.
And I'm Larry the Cucumber.
And we're here to answer your questions.
Yep.
So I was doing some of that. And then I did a Lord of the Rings Reel 2, where I did the scene at the Council of Elrond, If by my life or death I can protect you, I will. You have my sword. And you have my bow. And my axe. And so I made those 2 little clips, sent them to my dad.
That's like, I mean, not too many people can do, like, just rapid fire impressions
Off
like
the
that.
rip.
I'm picturing Frank Caliendo. He's like literally the only other person I know of that can just riff and go from impression to impression to impression. I would never be able to do that. It takes me too much to even stay in one character, let alone start acting in several characters at a time.
Well, thank you. That's high praise. Thank you. So I sent them to my dad, and then he had a connection for a guy that produces audio dramas out of New York, where I just was. I was actually just with them. And he had a chance to become a writer for this guy maybe over a decade ago. And so he just decided, I'm going to email these to this guy. And so he emailed them to him. And then I got a phone call that night from the guy. His name is Dr. Hamby. And so he called me and he said, Mitch, what do you want to do with your life? And I was like,
I don't know. I'm a child.
Yeah. I'm just a wee blast. And so I didn't even say this before, but I just said, I want to do voices. I want to be a voice actor. And I didn't even know that there was an industry of voice acting. I just thought that it was people you see on TV that also get to do cartoons.
Right.
There are those.
There are those.
Unfortunately for the rest of us that are little people trying to do this.
No,
But
they're
yeah,
pretty
there are
great.
those. Well, I don't know, unfortunately. I mean, some of them are pretty good. But
Yeah. And so that night he said, I booked a plane for you to come to New York and see what we do. Will you be able to leave in the morning? And so I was like, I don't know. I mean, I didn't know what to do. I'd never been outside of the South because I'm from the Bible Belt down here in the South.
Yeah.
So I'd never left. I'd never been to the West, never been anywhere else except down here in our own little bubble. And so I was terrified. I was like, I don't know what to do.
Especially
And
New
at the
York,
time,
right?
Yeah, exactly. That's a big jump from, Knoxville to New York.
Yeah.
And so,
that's a sitcom in and of itself.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
Make a movie about that.
Mitch is gonna make it in New York. Da, da, da.
He's like, on my elevator. I don't know what he's doing. Okay.
What's an airplane? No. I mean, I'd never been on a plane before either, so there was double
Well,
fear.
that building's taller than our silo.
Where's all the cattle?
And so I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I was going to go or not because, I mean, I had such little time to make the choice. And the person I was dating at the time was like, you need to go. You need to go.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, and thank goodness for that. What a blessing. And so I decided, okay, I'll do it. And so I went up there for 10 days, and I never saw the guy who actually brought me up there until the very last day. And so I got there, they just loaded me up with work.
Back up. 10 days? They flew you up there for 10 days?
Yes, I was there for 10 days.
Did they put you up in a hotel for 10 days and everything too?
So they own, in Mount Morris, New York, they own almost several houses within that small town.
Oh my gosh.
And so they put me up in one of their residences.
Wow.
And you debated going.
Right.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Dang,
God's
kid.
plan.
Looking
Yeah.
back now, I mean, yeah, exactly. The voice of reason. So I was there for 10 days. They just dumped all these projects in front of me to do for art. They were like, okay, here's these books that we've published. We want you to write a script. Never written a script. Didn't even read that much. And so I wrote a script.
I don't know how to read.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know how. And so I wrote the script to adapt these children's stories into an audio drama. And then after I finished, I was okay, it's done. And they're like, okay, now go into our studio and record all the characters for it to produce the audio drama. I was like, what? And it's like, let me make sure I'm hearing this right. So you want me to, now that I've written the script and I've never written before, you want me to go in here and do all the characters? Like, yep.
Sure, why not?
And so I never used, recording software, and they threw me in the deep end. It was Pro Tools.
Oh,
and
my
so
gosh.
I'd never used recording software. I'd never done any of that. And so they were like, yeah, you just push this button. I was like, okay, I'm rolling. So I go in there. I play all the characters for it on the script that I wrote. And
So
then...
no question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to derail you again.
No.
Did you do each character separately and then go back and mix them together, or did you do what you just did a few minutes ago and just rapid fire and change from character to character from start to finish of the script?
I was wondering the same.
Yeah. So I did like that. I did the rapid fire thing.
Holy
I don't
smokes.
remember what the lines were, but I kind of remember the voices. It was like,
A train took off one evening, and it came down the tracks around the bend. And then the little girl saw the train, and she was excited for what was within. Wow, look what's in there. Are those toys? And she said,
and that kind of thing.
Whoa.
And going
Dang.
back and forth. And so I did all this. I finished all the work. I was like, okay, I did it. I'm near the end of the trip. I still haven't seen the person who owns the company who flew me up there. And then on the last night of my stay before the day I would fly home, he came up to me and he said, so you're done. You did all the work. I was like, yes. And he was like, good. And I was like, are you using this or whatever? He's like, no, we're not using any of this. He was like, I just wanted to test you to see what you were made of.
Wow.
And initially, I was
Steel.
really upset. I was like,
Okay.
are you kidding me? Like in my mind, I was like, I did all that and I don't even get the final product. And so then he said to me, as we were there, he was like, he said it again. He said, what do you want to do with your life? I said, I'm not sure. I guess I want to do this. I mean, I want to create art and do voice acting. He said, okay. He said, well, let me call the guy who produces all our stuff. I haven't spoken to him in quite a while, but and he usually doesn't answer his phone, but let me call him and see if he answers. So he calls him, we're sitting there, and the guy answers on the first ring. And he goes, hey, good to hear from you, John. And so the producer was John Fornoff for Adventures in Odyssey and Lamplighter audio dramas. And he said, John, I'm sitting here with a young man named Mitch North. He said, okay. He said, he wants to be a voice actor. What does he need to do? He said, okay, 3 things. He needs to do acting for audio drama, my seminar coming up. And he needs to do private coaching with Katie Lee. And he needs to do Nashville Studio of Method Acting classes with Tina Gallo. He said, those are the 3 things he needs to do to get started. He said, okay, well, thank you. Bye. Whoop. Phone up. So I'm sitting there, jotting all this down. Okay, I need to do this. I need to do this. And so that was in November of 2023. So I get home. I set up the thing. I go, okay, this Katie Lee, I know who Katie Lee is. Yeah, she did, Adventures in Odyssey. She's been in these Lamplighter Theater audio dramas I grew up listening to. Oh, my gosh. So I reached out to Katie. to set up the private coaching. And from November to that January, I just did private coaching with Katie Lee. And then in January, she recommended to me that I do some of her animation workouts with VO Heaven, Larry Hudson's ordeal. And she said, you should do these Friday animation workouts. I was like, okay. So I signed up for the workouts. At this point, from the moment I was in New York with the guy, talking to him, my whole mindset of this career is, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just going to say yes, say yes. Okay,
So
tell me to
far,
do this,
so good.
I'll do that. Okay,
Yes, and.
Yes. Yes, and.
Exactly.
Exactly. If I should ever write a book, it will be called Yes, and.
Be the only one of its name.
Exactly. No others.
No one's ever thought of that before.
Exactly. And so I did the coaching with Katie. I got into the animation workouts. I was still working at my day job. And then I started to do those workouts, just growing and learning. Oh, this is a world in and of itself. There's all these people that aren't, Chris Pratt or, Chris Hemsworth or,
All the other Chris's.
Right.
Yeah,
All the Chris's and
Chris
Chris
Pine
all the
and-
Chris's, exactly. There's all these people that are doing this, and they're making money doing what they love, and they're not A-list celebrities. I was like, this is crazy to me. This is mind-blowing to me because I had no idea. And so for months and months, I just did the WoW animation workouts, and then Katie said to me, she said,
Mitch, I think it would be in your best interest to reach out to this person. Her name's Christina Malizia with GVAA, and I really think you would benefit a lot from that. And I think it's time that you should make some demos.
So I was like, okay. I was like, you think I'm...
here now?
It's like, are you ready? You think I'm ready to make demos? I thought there was like a thing. She's like,
No, I think you need to make some demos.
okay. So she introduces me to Christina and Malizia of now Christina Medina with GVAA. And I set up a career strategy session consultation. Ugh,
Yeah.
That's a tongue twister. And so I meet with Christina. I kind of tell her what my aspirations are. I was like, I want to be the best that I can be and in this art form. And I was like, she was like, okay, well, what's your wildest goal? And I was like, I guess to be able to, work on like a Disney show or something like that. That's like, I guess that's the biggest thing that a lot of us would say,
Yeah.
You
A
know.
lot of us.
if not all of us.
Pretty much.
Exactly. And so from that moment on, she built the whole career strategy for me. And really, that would be the point of it, I guess, of like a plug for GVAA right there. The amount
We have
of
never done
time-
that on this show.
Yeah.
We've
It's
never
good. First
plugged
time.
GVAA.
First time for everything.
Yeah.
The amount of time, if you don't mind if I do plug them.
We
Yes,
do it all
please.
the time. Yeah,
We
yeah.
do it all the time.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The amount of
See,
time.
that right there, that was sarcasm.
Well, see, it takes me a second sometimes. I'm not
Yeah.
as well versed in that.
We were being facetious. We really do
Facetious.
plug the
It's another
GVAA.
good word.
So go ahead with your story about how wonderful they are.
The amount of time, energy, dedication that they put into each and every one of their students blew me away. I'm sitting here on a Zoom call with the Christina Malizia, and she is writing pages of just steps for me to do to complete my dream of getting representation, producing demos of the highest quality that I can, and she's working with me every step of the way. Phone calls, okay, how was today? What did you do today? Just all the way. They held my hand the whole way up here. I would not be anywhere near where I am now if it weren't for them. 100%. And so she was like, said the same thing Katie said. She's like, you need to do demos. We need to get demos ASAP. I was like, okay. And so then I started for coaching for my animation demo I did with Christina and the amazing Brian Summer for my bad guys and low tones.
Yeah, he is good.
And then on top of that, she was like, I want you to have your demos ready for One Voice. They need to be done before One Voice conference. And so we have about a month to 2 months until the conference is here. And so I'm training with Christina and Brian for animation, and then I'd never even touched commercial ever in practice or in, or even just to look at it. I'd never even touched it. Just character work was all I was touching.
Not even its privates?
I mean, there were times when things did get a little out of hand. We won't.
Now,
be,
now,
you
now.
You need not be touching commercial privates, young man.
Exactly. Stay away. And so I started working with the incredible David Rosenthal and Steve Pogatch for my commercial demo. Basically had a month, which equivalated to about 3 or 4 sessions of complete practice from zero to demo. Zero to demo.
Okay.
And so we made the demos. We got them done. Jordan Reynolds produced my animation demo, which I am ever so thankful for. He is a very busy man and talented man. And Steve Pogatch produced my commercial demo. Okay. So time comes around, I get to the One Voice conference, and there's a workshop with Billy Calora, the senior vice president of the voiceover division, I believe, of CESD. And so Christina said, you need to get in this workshop. You need to be in here. And so I go in there. I get up for the time to read my commercial copy, and it was, in my mind, a disaster. First time around. Second time around, I was like, okay. So I read it again, and he really liked it. And so we got out of there, and he came up to me to start talking to me and was asking me, what are you willing to do? What are you not willing to do in terms of, like, would you be willing to, do more than just voiceover? And just asking me about what I'm interested in. And so then he said, I want you to send me your stuff. Send me your stuff. I said, okay, okay. Yeah, I'll give you, here's my information. I'll make sure to send it to you after the conference. And so after the One Voice conference, I sent him my stuff. And he said, I don't think you're right for commercial now. But if I get copy across my desk that I think you'll sound good for, I'll send it to you. I said, okay. So he gave me some copy to read a few times. I did some reads for them. And then after that, my assumption was just, okay, I'm not hearing anything else from them. This is CESD. I should just leave them alone now, right?
Never leave them alone.
Yeah. Big mistake.
Never give up. Never surrender.
Exactly. And so then fast forward from August of 2024 to March now of 2025, and Billy Calora's there again. And so I'm hanging out with some friends that, just catching up, and someone comes up to me and they go, hey, Billy Calora's looking for you. I say, what? They said, Billy Calora's looking for you.
And
Go find him.
This was a VOA, I'm assuming.
Yes, this was at VO Atlanta.
Nobody said that to me.
Yeah. Must be nice when people
That's
are
actually the first thing I said. You said,
Yeah.
you mean Mitch Lazinski, correct?
Oh, they got the wrong Mitch the whole time.
Still the wrong Mitch. Yeah.
I know I stole. I'm sorry.
Squinsky, yeah.
And so he finds me and he's like, you little shit, I've been looking for you and you stopped talking to me. You ghosted me. I was like, oh, wow. It was, because I was under the impression I was not supposed to bother. And he said,
Oh, it's my fault.
and so this is the part where I will give a tidbit of wisdom that I learned. I sat down and I got to talk with him for about an hour, and he was asking me about where I was at in my journey, what work have I done, and that sort of deal. And I was, it's intimidating when you're talking to someone that's that, big in the industry and someone that you want to have a connection with and work for. And so Billy does commercial work. Primarily he's over there commercial, but I hadn't booked any commercial up to this point, just character work. And so I sat there and I was like, I'm just going to have to be honest with this guy because I've not booked commercial. In my mind, I'm thinking that. So I go, Billy, let me be totally honest with you. I have not booked a single commercial job ever. All the work I book is in character work. I know that's not what you're over, But character work is where my heart's at, and that's where I want to work, is in character work. And I could tell that in that moment that he really respected the fact that I, wasn't just like, okay, I'll do anything, I'll do whatever you want, sort of deal. I just told him what I wanted to do. And he said, okay. He said, when you get back home again, send me all your stuff again. I said, okay, I'll do it. So I got back from the conference. I sent him an email, following up with all the stuff. I put the character stuff at the top of the email, some samples of work I had done, and then I put the commercial below it and just thanked him for his time. And then I heard back from him, and he said, thank you for reaching out to me. I'm going to send this to our head of animation, the head of our animation department, Marla Weber-Green, and let the animation team look at it. I said, okay, thank you. That was huge because he's not in that part, he's in the commercial part, so that was huge.
Yeah.
So I then laid low, thanked him for his time, and waited, and then about a month later, a month and a half, I heard back from Marla Weber-Green, the head of CESD's animation department, and she said, hey, we really loved your demos, and we would like to set up a Zoom meeting and meet with you and talk to you. Would you be available, next Monday? I was like, yes, I'll be available next Monday.
Yeah, even if I'm not, I'm available.
Even the 8th day of the week,
Yes.
I will be
Yes.
available.
The 9th as well.
3 a.m., I'm there.
Exactly. It's, I did have a bar mitzvah and a birthday party to go to that day, but now I am not doing that anymore.
Well, oh, wow.
My sister's getting married, but
Nah.
it's the third time anyway.
Yeah.
So
Fuck it, yes.
Send her a postcard, sort of thing. So I meet with them. It's about a 20-minute meeting. They just asked me the same question. Okay, what kind of work have you done so far? What do you want to do? And then I just told them very, brief, because I know these are busy people. I was like, I love animation and character work. That's what I want to work in. Yada, yada, yada. Kept it brief. Okay. And so then from there, for the rest of the meeting, they just walked me through the copy that they get, that they do primarily, most of all, union animation and video games. And so then after that, they said, here's 5 scripts. We'd like to hear you read for these and see what you do, and then we'll be in touch after that. They said, just try to have it to us by the end of the week, sort of deal. And so I said, okay, thank you.
you had it done day one, didn't you?
As soon as
You
I got out of that
little
call.
overachiever. you.
Yeah.
And so as soon as I got out of that call, I was like, this is CESD. Turnaround time is important. This is another test right here in and of itself to show that I will be on top of, that they can count on me to respond quicker and earlier than they need. So I got out and I went and did the 5 separate scripts, sent them to them, and then the next morning I got an email saying, we would love to sign you for 18 months. And I
18
was
months.
just,
Yes.
They're that exclusive. Okay. Hold on.
Victory!
victory!
So, from my eyes now, I know there were bumps and logs and things that you hit along the way, branches even.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like you were on a
meteoric rise.
Yeah, well, I was thinking more of, just like a slip and slide filled with, for lack of a better word, lube, just downhill. Like you were just sliding.
Lubed up slip and slide, but that's going down. I'm picturing an
upward.
ascension.
He was ascending. He's still
Yes.
ascending. This is an insane story of every door being open and you sprinting
and remind
through.
our listeners of your age again, Mitchell North.
I turned 21 in January.
21, boys and girls. He's just barely a couple years over 1/3 my age. You know how much I make fun of Mitch Lashinsky's age while we're on this show. You can't imagine the heartburn I have right now.
Not making fun of
In love, Mitch North. I am so like jazzed for you that you're rising, but there's still that little part of me that's like, this kid, I want to just. I won't, though. I won't. So
won't
when I
pummel.
see you at One Voice this year, I'm assuming you're going again.
I am. Yes.
Yeah, so when I
No
see you,
pummel.
I will not punch you in the throat. I will give you a big, huge hug and say,
the
man,
throat.
you're
You can do
killing
it
it.
after we hug.
Yeah.
Then you can.
And then I will hang around you because you seem to have all the people like wanting to talk to you, and that way I can just ride your little young person coattails, and maybe some of that will rub off on old man Mike.
I
How's
would
that
be
sound?
glad.
I have to say, I don't know. I know a lot of great actors, right? We know a lot of great
Yeah.
actors. But I don't know if I've met any young actors that have surpassed your level of all I need to do is step out of their way or help them if I can. But pretty much, I'm guessing everybody feels this around you. You're fine. Like, you got it. You're just going to work the steps and you're going to keep moving forward. I have no worries about where you're headed. And I would say you're at the tippy top of that list, just to let you know, sir.
Well, thank you. I think
Especially
the
after
key,
that story.
Yeah.
I think the key has been that everyone else around me that is mentoring me thinks that, but I don't.
Well, that's
I
the
don't.
thing, though. If you have people that believe in you, then that should be able to wash over all of that imposter syndrome that we all get. But you've got, you got freaking Katie Lee believing in you, Rosenthal. You got, these people you talked about
Billy.
at the agency just seeking you out at a convention with like 800 other voice actors, and he wanted to talk to you. I mean, come on, dude. You're killing it. You're killing
Killing
it.
it,
you.
man. That's why
Thank
we
you.
got to snag you
Yeah,
for this
you're
podcast.
killing it. Yeah,
I'm going to
man.
be kicked
You're
out
just like
pretty soon.
totally killing it.
You're going to last a lot
You're
longer on this
so
podcast than me
bodacious.
did.
Yeah, you'll be taking over when we are long, dead and buried, and you'll find some other young Mike, and it'll just continue. And you'll just,
It'd be so sweet.
Yeah.
You'll make a better
us out the
podcast,
pasture.
guaranteed. But I do wonder. So you have this imposter syndrome. I didn't hear that in anything you were saying. You sound like a confident young man. So it's weird calling you a young man. You sound like a confident, grown, masculine, big, bald man. But
That's where the acting comes in. I'm just
Yeah.
a delicate desert
He's
flower.
actually only 4'8".
Yeah.
so of course,
Can't reach the mic.
having helping hands, having people mentor you and things like that are always key in any, like, as someone who doesn't have a support group is gonna have a hard time. What do you think it is about the way you work with things that maybe brought you here? If you want to like talk nicely about yourself, like what?
Okay.
Yeah, some people are like they're just gonna pivot and do anything. You want that animation, and you're gonna get it. How do you strive and keep moving towards that single goal?
Well, I think this is where my personal beliefs have to come into it, generally. So I am a person of faith. I am a Christian. And so really, for me, it's just to be, I believe that God has opened doors for me and allowed me to meet incredible people and get to work with them. So as we said earlier, it's just been, to me, obedience and saying yes. And that the very first thing that happened with me getting to go to New York like that, that was, to me, an act of God. There's nothing else that would have caused that. I had no connections. I didn't know anybody. I'm from a small town that nobody... If I say Morristown, Tennessee, I guarantee you, like, negative 20 of your listeners go,
I know where Morristown
Yeah,
is.
not even the people who live there know that. there's-
exactly. They go, oh, we're here? I thought we were in
I
Morristown, New
missed
Jersey.
I missed a golden opportunity because I actually went on a mission trip with our youth group last year. We went to Knoxville, and we went to the Tuscaloosa, the
Tusculum?
caverns, the caverns out there in the hills,
Right. Yep.
Tuscaloosa or something like that. So I have a hat with a bat on it, and that's why I bought it. I'm like, oh, it's got a cool bat, and I should have worn that. Had I realized you were from Tennessee, that would have been the first thing I threw on. But
Well, next time
instead-
you're here, let me know, and we'll hang out and grab some lunch or something.
yay!
I'll go to Tennessee. I love Tennessee.
All
Anyway,
Vacation is spring break.
hello.
Party in Tennessee. That's going to be where the next Mitch is going to host the the watered down, low key Christian version of Roy Yokelson's party.
I would
For all of
never
us,
steal
all
from
of us
Uncle Roy.
teetotalers that don't want to go revel in
True, and a lot of my friends are sober, oddly enough, or don't drink a ton. So it would be like the most truly watered down. There'd be a lot of water.
Yes, we'll have
A lot of water.
Fizzy waters, and flavored water.
We'll have LaCroix and popsicles, and
Perrier.
it'll be
feeling
alrighty.
Perrier.
Special. So no, yeah. To answer your question, ultimately, for
Yeah,
me,
what was the question? I totally got derailed.
Yeah, sorry.
Just talking about bat hats and shit.
oh man,
I'm about to hit pause and go get that hat.
It is warm in here. Yes, answer my question.
yes. So I guess to answer your question, which we can do a flashback or a cut. I don't know how you want to do that.
No, we don't.
It
So-
is what it is.
It is what it is.
Call it a callback.
Mm-hmm.
So
That
for
question was
me,
asked several
the ultimate
minutes ago.
thing then has been just to say yes. The part of that where that's been outside of my abilities has been I've said yes to the right people. So that would be the number one thing, is knowing you're not always as smart as you think you are. There's always something more you can keep learning, and to surround yourself with the correct people that you know you can trust, and to say yes, no matter what it is. If they want something done, do it early and do it to the highest form of excellence you can. And so all these connections, like you said, stair-stepping to the next one has just been me fully going, I'm in the deep of this. I want this. I will not only do what you want me to do, but I will make sure to go from, instead of 100%, I'll give you 150%, which is really big in animation because when you're performing an animation, they want you at 150%, not 99%, not 90%, not 95%, 150%. It's very big, very fast, and there's a lot that happens. And these are busy people, so they need you to be able to be on the mark and make their life easier and be a pleasure to work with and be kind and just a joy.
Yeah.
Wow. Everyone out there, you listening? Yes is the answer.
Yes is the answer. So there
Yes
you go.
is the
Hey,
answer.
that's an easy thing. Yeah. No. Yes. Yes is the answer.
And you started out your first project, the project that didn't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just voice acting.
Mm-hmm.
You read some books.
Mm-hmm.
You created your own content, and you voiced it. Is there any circling back to that? Did you enjoy the other pieces of that puzzle, or
Yes.
yeah?
So the circling back to that has been it gives you not only a deeper appreciation for the other people that are behind that glass and the people that are in the room behind the room the glass is behind.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing I respect and am more thankful for than good writers. They make our lives easy.
It is so nice
Yeah,
to get
'cause
a
bad writers make it really hard to
Exactly.
do that audition.
or
Yeah,
just a good writer with a
exactly.
bad day who's like, and so was being. I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm a bad writer right now. Just, I don't know about fucking
That's why we use
improving.
ChatGPT
Bad
to write our
improver,
stuff.
yeah, okay.
But no, to piggyback, I think I know where Mitch was going with this. Do you have a desire after doing that? Did that kind of spark any kind of
Yeah,
interest
it
in you
did.
to write in addition to doing VO work?
Yeah, it did. So I haven't necessarily. Okay, so a project that I'm working on right now, it's a passion project, and it's hard because of copyright and stuff, and so I'm trying to figure it out. But as you can see on my arm, I have the Lord of the Rings tattooed on my arm. I am.
Can't see it because
No.
we're kind of cut off. But I believe you.
It's there.
that
You
you
can
do.
see it. It's- I promise.
Underneath your wonderful, wonderful Emperor's New Groove shirt, which I'm
yeah.
just totally vibing on, and I need for myself.
Sweet shirt.
Thank you very much, darling. It's my favorite shirt.
Kronk is my spirit animal.
To the secret lab.
I wish I could do David Spade, but
Yeah.
Ugly llama face.
Yeah.
And so I'm working on right now, because I am a huge Tolkien and Lord of the Rings fan, I'm working on doing a half audiobook, half audio drama, or radio drama, or scripted podcast for Lord of the Rings. So the parts, the narration really has to be there. because there's so much beauty in the way Tolkien describes things and paint and word paints, and gives so much depth to his characters. So what I've done, and I'm still on the very first chapter because this is the part where I'm teaching myself a new skill set using, like you said, the thing that I got to do at the very beginning, and writing the script, producing the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm narrating it, and then on top of that, the characters within the story, I'm performing as impressions of the characters from the films. So it's half narrated, and then when it gets to, dialogue or character scenes, then it's acted out as a radio play, with sound effects and production and all that. And so it's hard to do when you're just one man, but I'm still working on
As
that.
you're writing, you are doing so in Sir Ian McKellen's voice.
Yes, I said to myself, how would I do that? How would I then write The Lord of the Rings as people want to hear it be portrayed and make it worthy to be listened to? That's what I'm doing.
What made you go it alone?
Well, I guess for me, if you look at a lot of media and stuff that we see coming out now, I think it's no secret, and it may be, not a very appreciated thing to say, but I think it goes without speaking that we have seen a huge decline in the quality of media that we're consuming today as we were back in, even the 90s or the 60s, 70s, and the 80s. I think, like, you look at Spielberg's work, back in the 70s and 80s, and then the stuff we have today, I think there's just been a real drop in a lot of different aspects. And so for me, I just wanted to take a classic story that is very much inside of me and a part of me that I love, and attempt to put my hands up and hold it here and try to raise it as slowly as I can and carefully to something that true fans of the franchise and the books can appreciate and love and service the fans. That's really why I'm doing it. It's just to go...
Wow.
I feel you, man. I'm drawn to do the same thing with Adam Sandler's Jack and Jill. Just a quality piece of filmmaking that really needs to be put into an audio drama.
Mm-hmm. I love that. It's such a good movie.
Who's serious?
Al Pacino's Dunkachino.
Dunkachino.
That was the
Wait a
worst. That was the absolute worst.
You can't hear that. You can't put that out for everyone to see.
Okay, wow. I wasn't sure. That was a good one, Mike. You're a great actor. I
Yes.
thought for sure you loved Jack and Jill. How about we don't mess with the Zohan? I feel like let's just talk movies. That's-
Honestly, I
it's a
didn't
solid
mind that
movie.
one.
It's
That was
hilarious.
interesting, yeah. But yeah, give me Punch Drunk Love any day. And
Oh,
that's-
great movie. Yes,
Yeah.
very good. Derailed again.
Yes.
But no.
Let's just talk
this
about
is-
Adam Sandler movies for the
Let's do
last
it.
10 minutes that we have
Talk
here.
about
with Mitch.
Waterboy next.
Yes, Cassius. My brother Cassius.
Okay, I can do that one at least. That's my one great impression.
Price is wrong.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby.
I feel like there's more to your story, Mitch, and maybe it's in the future. I'm pretty pumped about this audio drama you're creating, and I know a lot of people in my life would so listen to that because you are that. I mean, you might as well have hired Ian McKellen and all the other actors whose names I can't remember right now who are in that movie. Johnny Depp's probably in there. I don't know. He's not.
No.
No. But, yeah, you've created this thing, right? You're creating it. But I'm going to let Mike ask his question because Mike always asks the what's next question.
All right. Hey,
What's
Mitch
next?
North, what's next for you?
Yes.
No, what I mean, you've got the dreams, Jasper. We talked about the, I want to be, in a Disney animated show, and you've got the thing you're actually already working on, right? But I mean, if you could like write your script for this is how Mitch North's career is going to go, what's kind of like the next big thing, the next big hurdle you want to jump over and look back and say, yeah, I did that.
Well, I guess the hurdle would be exactly that, what we just spoke about. I'm getting auditions pretty consistently. And I'm getting copy, for Disney, for Pixar and Sony and DreamWorks. I'm getting that copy in front of me. And so now the challenge is to go, I have to beat out, if you can go online and look at CESD's roster of who's on their animation roster and their video game roster. So the next step is to go, these are the guys I am auditioning against. And so how can I do something they're not going to do that will be totally unexpected, but also serve the character and the story in a way that they're listening to the audition and they go, didn't think of that. That's good.
Yeah.
Just staying in their mind. That has really been the thing recently, is going, I've stepped through the door of, okay, now I have the opportunities, but now I have to make sure that my name is in the forefront or in their mind, bouncing around somewhere, and that they remember that they heard me at some point.
Yeah.
I can guarantee that's happened at least a few times for you, because we just know. I know what kind of actor you are. Some other people are going to find out very soon.
Yeah.
What type of actor you are. I'm thinking within the next couple minutes, you guys. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying here?
What are you alluding to?
I'm alluding
Wyszynski?
to.
What are you
I
getting at?
want to show the people
going?
what the Mitches can do. The Mitch Vecta. The Mitch squared.
The Mitch
Let
Vecta.
him cook, as the kids say.
I'm not a Mitch.
Well, no, we
The
don't.
M&M's.
You're going to step out. You're going to step out of the room, because this is going to be too much magic for you.
Magic Mike?
Yes.
Is that what we're doing?
Yes, one of us will. Uh-oh, here we go. Oh, wow, he's doing it. Oh, boy, he did it.
I actually did that. Jeez, I didn't really mean to. He took his shirt off. Modest.
Okay.
I can't
Modest.
see this because I have it in speaker view. Hurry, I need to see that.
Goodness.
That's so
Oh,
funny you
just,
missed out on
keep
his
it.
chest.
Keep the chest hair in.
Okay, we're putting it to multi-view here so we can get the
Are you
grid.
guys ready to act? I
Let's do
feel
it.
like it's time.
I am ready to act, but
Do it.
I have a feeling that some of these characters are going to call for some volume. So if you don't mind, we can pause here and step out of my
we'll
booth and
pause,
cut the gain down.
Pause?
Mike, tell them how pause works.
Pause? Should we pause right here? Should I describe how we pause like
I want
do?
that.
I would love to.
Because people don't actually realize how this works. How I hit the pause button right here with my little computer finger, and then we do our thing offline, and then we come back.
Yeah.
And it's immediate. Should I explain that?
Please.
Yes.
Okay, let's do that right now.
Be yourself.
All right. Since we have a very long script, we're going to jump right into it without the banter. Here we go. Interior, press room, day. There's a stage with 5 mismatched chairs, Marvel banners, fog machines that won't shut off, and a table full of half-eaten churros and glowing green drinks. Reporters sit with notepads and existential dread. A poorly photoshopped Avengers post-game party banner hangs at an angle. The cast begins filing in like they just walked out of a fever dream. Donald Trump in a rhinestone Iron Man suit with a Trump Venger belt. Roger the Alien wearing a sparkly Thor cape, a Speedo, and sunglasses. Gollum, naked, except for a Spider-Man fanny pack. Peter Griffin, Captain America onesie, sipping beer through the eye hole. And Jabba the Hutt, oozing over a mobility scooter with hydraulics and a translator droid. Yeah, so welcome to the press conference for Avengers the Post-Game Party. First question, how did this movie even ever get greenlit, huh?
I'll take this one. 2 words, executive order. Also, I called Mickey Mouse personally. He's a very, very powerful mouse. We made a deal over Big Macs and hydroxychloroquine, and I play Iron Man's dad, uncle, and ghost.
I blackmailed Feige with alien nudes in a folder labeled Chris Pratt's real voice. Spoiler alert, he's British.
Yes, the precious studio gave us all the rules. Plus Hawkeye, Vision, and the popcorn machine.
I don't know, I just woke up on set one day. There were churros and I was like, oh, cool. Yes, I'm famous now. Yeah.
Boba Duwanga, Kricha Poke Marvel.
He says his agent is a Wookiee with an MBA, and he only took the role to fund his new space yacht / sushi bar. Can you describe your characters in the movie?
Sure. I'm Iron Patriot Ultra Deluxe. I don't just save the world, you have to understand. I own it, all right? I fire Thanos, literally. There's a scene where I give him a pink slip and he vanquishes in a pink puff of glitter.
Well, I'm Throg, Thor's half-brother, Thor Roger, if you will. I wield a disco hammer that turns enemies into backup dancers. My catchphrase is, feel the thunder in your loins.
Gollum, we plays Black Widow's ghost, but like, sassy, if you know. Lots of eyeliner, we kicks butt, and we sings. Oh, yes. We, as a K-pop solo.
And I'm Captain America, but with more carbs. I throw a shield made out of pizza crust and freedom. I fight lactose intolerance. Literally, it's the main villain.
You bada blast Jedi in jacuzzi.
He plays himself, but with lightsabers for nipples. And he says he has a romantic subplot with a vending machine.
Okay, I'm almost afraid to ask this question, but, what was the most difficult day on set?
Definitely when we shot the golf battle on the moon. I insisted we use real moon gravity, so NASA got involved. Big headache. Fake science, folks.
Well, I got stuck inside AntMan for 3 days. Don't ask. He sneezed. I flew out like a cannonball. Lawsuit is pending.
Made us wear pants. We cried for 7 hours. Pants is lies.
We had to film slow-motion montage of everyone flossing to Imagine Dragons. I pulled a hammy twice.
Me no like it. Green screen. Smells like Wookiee butt.
He also says someone replaced his space throne with a vibrating massage chair. He achieved enlightenment and sued for back royalties.
Suddenly, someone's phone plays Cotton Eye Joe loudly. It's Gollum's. He throws it into the audience like a grenade.
Hey, what is the plot of Avengers post-game party?
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, the Avengers have a massive party after defeating Galacticus. But someone spikes the punch with reality-altering tequila. I won't name names. Roger.
No regrets.
Then we all got trapped in a karaoke dimension, ruled by Jeff Goldblum and the giant sentient panada.
And we gotta fight this alternate, sort of versions of ourselves. But, like me, but with a dad and keto pita. Horrifying.
Wanga blabba. Multiverse. Yo mama.
He says the multiverse is a metaphor for his crippling addiction to cheese cubes. Also, he punches Dr. Strange in the soul.
Suddenly, Deadpool crashes through the ceiling on a unicorn wearing Tony Stark's sunglasses.
Hey! Did I miss the interpretive dance number or the part where we admit this entire movie was written by AI on mushrooms?
He wasn't on the guest list. I personally banned him from Mar-a-Lago and Wakanda.
Babe, I thought you ghosted me.
We hate him. He stole our Funko Pop royalties.
Guys, chill. There's enough screen time for everyone. Well, except Hawkeye. He got edited out again.
Boshuda. We drop the trailer.
He demands we roll the trailer, or he will swallow the reporter from BuzzFeed.
Wait, what?
Trailer plays on screen. It's just 3 minutes of explosions, Jabba twerking, Roger slap fighting Loki, and Gollum moonwalking to Lizzo.
I don't know what reality is anymore.
Same. I'm tweeting this whole thing and applying to frickin' culinary school.
In conclusion, see the movie. It's the greatest, better than Citizen Kane, better than Shrek 2, better than Titanic, maybe even Good Will Hunting, who knows, but most definitely better than Space Jam.
After parties at my place. Pants are optional. Glitter mandatory.
Bring your own cheese. Or you burns.
And remember, folks, I'm talking hot. can fall in love with a vending machine, so if he can do that, you can too.
Yitsuba movie, July 30th. Oh, suffer my wrath.
The movie releases July 30th. Please see it. We're already bankrupt.
Fade out.
Fade to black.
Cut to black. Text appears. Avengers post-game party coming July 30th to theaters, streaming, and your nightmares.
Oh my gosh. I feel like
was a
I
lot,
ran a
dude.
marathon and you did all the
Wow.
work.
That was some heavy lifting there, Mitch. Number 2.
Oh, it's a blast. That's always fun. And that was some great script.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, well done once again, ChatGPT. A little scary.
I meant
a lot
Mitch,
of fun,
but
though. Lot of fun. And hey, we got it done, and we're still under the hour. So all right, we get the banter. Look, I went and got my
Bat hat.
Takalichi Batcave hat just for you, Mitch. So go see it. It's about an hour from you. Anyway, So hey, thanks for being on.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for playing around with us, and I look forward, A, to co-hosting with you when this idiot is out of town, and B, seeing you at One Voice in about 4 weeks. So,
Yeah.
hey.
It's going to be exciting.
All right.
We
Any
love you,
final
Mitch.
words
Don't
for
worry.
us?
Yeah, let's see. Final words would be
All
this.
right, we're out of time, but thanks. Thanks for joining. No, I'm just kidding.
No, final words would just be to anyone who's watching, no matter where you're at in your career, if you're at a low point or an extremely high point, you can always be learning, always. Education in this business never stops, number 1. Number 2, surround yourself with great people you know you can trust and follow their lead. And all the service providers and people who serve us, whether it's GVAA or anybody else, make sure you thank your service providers for all they do for you.
Yeah, man.
Heck
And
yeah,
Nava.
dude.
Thank you, Nava.
Thank you, Nava. Yeah, fighting a good fight.
Yes.
All right. Hey,
Wow.
Mitch, this is Mike saying I love you guys, and we'll see everyone else very soon.
Bye. Well,
Awkward
goodbye. It's not so bad, really. I think we're okay on the
That was
goodbye.
pretty good. I like
a
the
pretty
way that ended.
normal goodbye.
It's a pretty good one. Yeah, I think
Say
so.
one word.
All right, then.